from the topic vector. Today we're going to see the exercise 5.3. In that, the first example is find the two unit vectors, each of which is perpendicular to both u bar and v bar, where u bar is equal to 2i cap plus j cap minus 2k cap, v bar is equal to I cap plus 2j cap minus 2k cap. Let the vector be a bar is equal to a1i plus a2j plus a3k. Now, since we want a unit vector, so the magnitude of the vector must be equal to 1. So modulus of a bar is equal to 1. So a1 square plus a2 square plus a3 square must be equal to 1. This is our equation number 1. As the required vector a bar is perpendicular to u bar and perpendicular to v bar, so their dot product is 0. So a bar dot u bar is 0 and a bar dot v bar is 0. Now a bar dot u bar is equal to 0 implies their dot product must be equal to 0. So this is the dot product of the two vectors. The dot product of the two vectors, we take it as component wise, twice a1, a2 and minus twice a3 is equal to 0. Similarly, the a bar dot v bar, take that product also, and that dot product is a1 plus twice a2 minus twice a3 is equal to 0. Now subtract equation 3 from equation 2. We have to subtract this third equation from this second equation. What you will get? a1 minus a2 is equal to 0. That means a1 is equal to a2. This is our equation number 4. Now substituting in equation 2, we will put this value of a1 is equal to a2 in equation number 2. So we get twice a1 plus a1 minus twice a3 is equal to 0, which implies a3 is equal to 3 by 2 a1. Now putting this value of 4 and 5 in equation 1, we get a1 square plus a1 square plus 9 by 4 a1 square is equal to 1. If we add these three, we get a1 square is into 17 by 4 is equal to 1. That means a1 square is equal to 4 by 17. Taking the square root on both the sides, you will get a1 is equal to plus minus 2 by root 17. So a1 is equal to a2 implies a1 and a2 both will have the same values, plus minus 2 by root 17. And a3 is equal to 3 upon 2 a1. That means a3 is equal to plus minus 3 upon root 17. So hence the unit vectors are plus minus 2 upon root 17i plus 2 upon root 17j plus 3 upon root 17k. So these are the two unit vectors. Now the same problem can be solved by using another concept, that is a cross product of the two vectors. The cross product of the two vectors gives a vector perpendicular to both a bar and b bar. That will be learned in the next lecture or in the next topic. So keep in mind that this is one of the tedious method, but the method that we will going to learn later on, that is the simplest one. The second example is, if a bar and b bar are two vectors perpendicular to each other, then we have to prove that a bar plus b bar bracket square is same as a bar minus b bar bracket square. Now how to prove this? Since a bar and b bar are perpendicular to each other, it is given that a bar and b bar are perpendicular, so their dot product must be equal to 0. So a bar dot b bar is same as b bar dot a bar is equal to 0. Now a bar plus b bar bracket square can be written as a bar plus b bar dot a bar plus b bar. Dot product with itself is the square. So a bar dot a bar plus a bar dot b bar plus b bar dot a bar plus b bar dot b bar. So after simplifying it, A bar dot A bar is modulus of A bar square, and B bar dot B bar is modulus of B bar square, and these two is 0 because they are perpendicular to each other. So what we will get? A bar plus B bar bracket square is equal to modulus of A bar square plus modulus of B bar square. This is our equation number 1. Now let us solve A bar minus B bar bracket square. Now how one can simplify this? A bar minus B bar bracket square can be written as A bar minus B bar into A bar minus B bar. We use the definition of the dot product, or simplify it. A bar dot A bar minus A bar dot B bar minus B bar dot A bar plus B bar dot B bar. Again, we use the same formula here also. So we get modulus of A bar square plus modulus of B bar square. This is our equation number 2. So from equation 1 and 2, you can see that their right hand sides are same. And as their right hand sides are same, one can conclude that their left hand sides must be same. So we get A bar plus B bar bracket square is equal to A bar minus B bar bracket square. The third example, find the values of C so that for all real values x of the vectors x, cxi minus 6j plus 3k and xi plus 2j plus 2cxk cap make an obtuse angle. Let give the name first. A bar be the first vector and B bar is the second vector. Now, if theta is the acute angle between these two vectors, then we have the formula cos theta is equal to A bar dot B bar upon modulus of A bar modulus of B bar. Now they have given that, so we have to find theta so that it is an obtuse angle. And if the theta is obtuse, it lies in the second quadrant, so its value is more than 90 degree. So cos theta is less than 0. And cos theta is less than 0 means this A bar dot B bar upon modulus of A bar modulus of B bar must be less than 0. But this modulus of A bar modulus of B bar are always positive. So what will be the negative? This A bar dot B bar must be negative. So what is A bar dot B bar? Take the dot product of these two vectors. Okay. Xc into x is xc. Okay. Minus 6 into 2 and 3 into 2cx. Take their multiplication, you will get this quadratic equation in terms of x. So coefficient of x square is equal to c and discriminant is less than 0. If this quadratic equation is less than 0, then we must have the coefficient of x less than 0 and discriminant is also less than 0. So what is the coefficient of x square? It is c. So c is less than 0. What is the discriminant? We know that discriminant is b square minus 4ace. Okay. So put these values of b and c. You will get this equation. Simplify it. C less than 0 and 36c square plus 48c is less than 0. So 36c square minus plus 48c is less than 0. We can take 12c common from this equation. Then divide throughout by 12. We get c into 3c plus 4 is less than 0. So from this equation, we got c, either c is less than 0 implies 3c plus 4 is greater than 0. Because we have already taken that c is less than 0. So this another factor must be positive so that their product is negative. Now c is less than 0 and c is greater than minus 4 by 3. If I combine these two inequalities, I will get minus 4 by 3 less than 0. C is less than 0. That means c belongs to the open interval minus 4 by 3 to 0. All values which lies between this interval will satisfy the given conditions. Okay. Let us learn the next example. Show that the sum of the lengths of the projection P pi plus qj plus rk on the coordinate axis is 9, where p is equal to 2, q is equal to 3, and r is equal to 4. Solution. Suppose a bar is equal to the vector pi plus qj plus rk. Therefore, a bar is equal to 2I plus 3j cap plus 4k cap, because p is given to be 2, q is given to be 3, and r is given to be 4. Okay. So the scalar projection of a bar on b bar is given by the formula a bar dot b bar upon modulus of a bar, which is equal to a bar dot b bar. So put the values now. Unit vector along x-axis, we know that unit vector along x-axis is I cap, along y-axis it is j cap, along z-axis it is k cap. So scalar projection of a bar on x-axis is a bar dot I cap. So a bar is this dot I cap is only dot product with the I cap, so you will get only 2. 2 into 1, 3 into 0, 4 into 0. So you will get 2. Scalar projection of x-axis is 2. Now unit vector along y-axis is j cap. So scalar projection of a bar on y-axis is a bar dot j cap. So again take the dot product of the given vector with j cap. You will get 3. Similarly, the unit vector along z-axis is k cap, and after taking the scalar projection of a bar on z-axis is a bar dot k cap, simplify it, you will get 9. So what they ask, show that the sum of the lengths of the projection on the coordinate axis. So these 3 are the projections on the axis. Now their sum, what is the sum? 2 plus 3 plus 4, it is equal to 9. So the sum of the projection on the coordinate axis is 9 as required. Next example, suppose that all sides of a quadrilateral are equal in length and opposite sides are parallel. Use vector methods to show that the diagonals are perpendicular. How to show? Now consider a quadrilateral ABCD. Okay, this is the quadrilateral ABCD. Let A bar, B bar, C bar, D bar be the position vectors of A, B, C and D respectively. So given all sides are of equal length and parallel. All sides are of equal length and parallel. So AB bar must be equal to DC bar. AD bar must be equal to DC bar as a vector. So their magnitudes are same. All the sides are of equal length. Now AB bar plus BC bar is equal to AC bar. Here we use the triangle law. AB bar plus BC bar is equal to AC bar. Similarly, BA bar plus AD bar is BD bar. So by triangle law of vector addition. So from equation 2 you get BD bar is equal to minus AB bar plus AD bar, minus AB bar plus AD bar. So BD bar is minus AB bar plus BC bar, because AD bar and BC bar are same. So I can replace this AD by BC. Now to show that diagonals AC and BD are perpendicular, you have to show these diagonals are perpendicular. Consider the dot product AC bar and BD bar. The dot product is now what is AC bar? AC bar is from equation 1 AB bar plus BC bar, and thus what is this BD bar? It is minus AB bar plus BC bar. So we get, after taking the dot product of these two brackets, we get minus modulus of AB square plus AB bar dot BC bar minus BC bar dot AB bar plus modulus of BC bar square. So the dot product is commutative. We know that A bar dot B bar is same as B bar dot A bar. So these two terms will get cancelled and the first and the last term will remain because product is commutative. So, but as the lengths of each sides is same, so their addition is equal to, so if C bar dot BD bar is equal to 0, that means dot product of the two vectors is 0. When we say that the dot product of the two vectors is 0, the vectors must be perpendicular. This is the property of dot product. So AC bar is perpendicular to BD bar. So which implies diagonals AC and BD are perpendicular to each other. Hence the proof. The next example is determine whether A bar and B bar are orthogonal or parallel or neither. Orthogonal means perpendicular. Parallel means they are lying to the same, they are parallel, they are having the same direction. And neither means neither parallel nor perpendicular. The A bar is given, B bar is given. So let A bar is equal to the first vector, B bar is equal to the second vector. Now take their dot product. If now I have taken the dot product of the first with the second, component wise dot product is there. Simplify it, we get -2 to 8, and which is not equal to 0. So the dot product of the two vectors is not equal to 0. Hence A bar and B bar are not orthogonal. Orthogonal is same as perpendicular. Now we take the ratio of these components of the two vectors. So we check proportionality of these vectors. -9 upon 6, 6 upon -4 and 15 upon -10. If we see the ratio of these components, they are same. They are same. That means the vectors are in proportion. Their components are in proportion. So A bar and B bar are parallel vectors. They are not orthogonal. They are not perpendicular, but they are parallel vectors. The second example from the same type, A bar is given, B bar is given. We will take their dot product. The dot product of the two vectors, 2 into 5 plus 3 into -2 plus -1 into 4. What we get? It comes out to be 0. So A bar dot B bar is equal to 0. So the vectors are orthogonal. They are perpendicular to each other. The third example of the same type, we have to determine whether A bar and B bar are orthogonal, parallel or neither. Again, we have to take A bar and B bar. We will take their dot product. The dot product, after taking the dot product, simplify it. We get 0. And once we got the 0, A bar dot B bar is equal to 0. The vectors are perpendicular. So vectors are orthogonal. The fourth example of the same category. Again, we have to take A bar, B bar, then take their dot product A bar dot B bar. Okay, as this dot product is not equal to 0, it comes out to be 46 and is not equal to 0. So the A bar dot B bar is not equal to 0, and hence the vectors are not orthogonal. They are not perpendicular, and now they are not perpendicular. So we have to look forward and check for the parallel. So take the ratio of their components, 4 upon 5, -1 upon -2 and 6 upon 4. Each of these ratio is not same. The first is 4 upon 5, second is 1 upon 2, third is 3 upon 2. So they are not equal. So the lines are not parallel. So in this case, the vectors are neither orthogonal and nor parallel. The seventh example from this exercise, find the angle P of the triangle whose vertices are P is given 0, -1, -2, Q is given 3, 1, 4, and R is given 5, 7, 1. Let the PQR, this triangle with the vertices of the triangle PQR. So let P bar, Q bar, R bar be the position vectors of the points P, Q, R respectively with respect to origin. So P bar is equal to 0i minus j minus 2k. Q bar is equal to 3i plus j plus 4k. R bar is equal to 5i plus 7j plus k. Now let us find PQ bar. PQ bar is equal to position vector of point Q minus position vector of point P. Put the values of Q bar and P bar. Take their subtraction. You will get PQ bar is equal to 3i plus 2j plus 6k. Now we find PR bar on the same line. R bar minus P bar. Put value of R bar, vector P bar. Take their subtraction. You will get PR bar. Okay. Now angle P. Angle P is the angle between these two vectors, PQ bar and PR bar. This angle P, how it is made? It is made due to the PQ and PR bar. So cos P is equal to PQ bar dot PR bar upon modulus of PQ bar modulus of PR bar. Equation number 1. So we have to find the magnitude of PQ bar. Let us find square root of 3 square plus 2 square plus 6 square. It is root 49. So comes out to be 7. Similarly, find the modulus of PR bar. Then find modulus dot product of PQ bar dot PR bar. Take their dot product and simplify it. You get the dot product of the PQ bar and PR bar as 49. This is our equation number 4. Now what we will do? We will use these 2, 3, 4. Equation number 2, 3, 4 in equation 1. And we get cos P is equal to 1 upon root 2. So what must be the angle? The angle must be pi by 4. This is the angle made by the PQ bar and PR bar. The 8th example from exercise 5.3. If P cap, Q cap and R cap are unit vectors, then we have to find P cap dot Q cap, P cap dot R cap. So this is the figure. How to find? They have not given the vectors. They have given only their unit vectors. Now as P cap, Q cap, R cap are unit vectors, then what we get? We get the information that their magnitude is 1. Okay, modulus of P bar, modulus of Q bar, modulus of R bar must be equal to 1 because they are unit vectors. Then since all sides are equal, if these are the unit vectors, then their lengths must be equal to 1. Okay, so all the sides are of equal length. Such triangle is known as equilateral triangle. Hence, each angle is of measure 60 degree. So first, P bar dot Q bar is equal to modulus of P bar modulus of Q bar into cos of 60 degree. So is equal to 1 into 1 into cos 60 is 1 by 2. So we get P bar dot Q bar is equal to 1 upon 2. Similarly, P bar dot R bar is modulus of P bar modulus of R bar into cos of 60. 1 upon 2 is equal to 1 upon 2. The next example is prove by vector method that the angle subtended on semicircle is a right angle. Okay, this theorem already you have proved in 10th standard. Let the origin be the center of the circle and its radius is r. This is the O is the center and these are the r, radius of the circle. Let A and B be endpoints of the diameter of the circle. This A and B, endpoints of the diameter. Let P be any point on the circumference. P be any point on the circumference of the circle other than this A and B. Let A bar, B bar, A bar, B bar, P bar be the position vectors of A, B and P respectively. Okay. So A, B, P, these are the points on the circumference, which implies modulus of A bar, modulus of B bar, modulus of P bar, they are the radius of the circle. Also, this B bar is in opposite direction as that of A bar. So B bar I can write it as minus A bar. Now we will consider that PA bar dot PB bar. PA bar dot PB bar. So PA bar is A bar minus P bar. PB bar is B bar minus P bar. So what we get, I replace this B bar by using minus A bar because they are opposite vectors. So take minus sign outside. A bar minus P bar dot A bar plus P bar. Take the dot product. What you get, A bar dot A bar plus A bar dot P bar plus P bar dot A bar minus P bar dot P bar. So minus modulus of A bar square minus modulus of P bar square. But modulus of A bar is R, modulus of P bar is also R. So R bar minus R bar, R square minus R square, we get it 0. So what you get, PA bar dot PB bar is equal to 0. That means the two vectors are perpendicular to each other. So their angle between these two vectors is 90 degree. So which angle? Angle APB is 90 degree. That means angle subtended on a semicircle is a right angle. The next example is if a vector has direction angles 45 degree, 60 degree. Find the third direction angle. So simple. It depends on the direction of a line, directed angles, direction ratios, direction cosines on that topic. Now, what is alpha? Alpha is 45 degree. What is beta? Beta is 60 degree. Let the third direction angle be gamma. So we have cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. Put the values of alpha and beta. We get cos square 45 plus cos square 60 plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. So 1 upon root 2 bracket square plus 1 upon 2 bracket square plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. After simplifying it, you will get cos square gamma is equal to 1 minus 3 by 4. That means cos square gamma is equal to 1 upon 4. That is cos gamma is plus minus 1 upon 2. From this equation, we can conclude that gamma is equal to pi upon 3 or gamma is equal to 2 pi upon 3 as cos gamma is plus 1 by 2 or cos gamma is minus 1 by 2. So in that case, we get the value 60 degree or 120 degree. Hence, there are two vectors which satisfies the given condition with direction angles 45 degree, 60 degree, 60 degree and 45 degree, 60 degree, 120 degree. 11th example, if a line makes angles 90 degree, 135 degree, 45 degree with the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis respectively, then find its direction cosines. Here it is given that alpha is equal to 90 degree, beta is equal to 135 degree and gamma is equal to 45 degree. So cos alpha is cos 90 is equal to 0. Similarly, cos beta is equal to cos 135 is equal to cos 90 degree cos beta is equal to cos 135 is equal to cos 90 plus 45. And cos 90 plus theta, we know that it is minus sin theta. So minus sin 45. So we get cos beta is minus 1 upon root 2. So now the third one, cos gamma is minus cos 45 degree, which is equal to 1 upon root 2. Hence, direction cosines of the line are 0, minus 1 upon root 2 and plus 1 upon root 2. The next example is, if a line has direction ratios 4, minus 12, 18, then find its direction cosines. Given line has the direction ratios 4, minus 12 and 18. That means A is equal to 4, B is equal to minus 12 and C is equal to 18. If A, B, C are direction ratios of a line, then its direction cosines LMN are given by the formula. This formula already we have learned. So this is the interrelations between direction ratios and direction cosines. So we will find out the value root A square plus B square plus C square. What is A is 4, B is minus 12, C is 18. Take their square, we get 484. Take the root, it is 22. Hence, we will put the values in this formula. You will get L is equal to plus minus 4 by 22, M is equal to plus minus 12 by 22, and N is equal to 18 by 22. So, from this equation, we are going to conclude that L is equal to plus minus 2 by 11, M is equal to minus plus 6 by 11, and N is equal to plus minus 9 by 11. Hence, the direction cosines of the line are 2 upon 11, minus 6 upon 11, 9 upon 11, and minus 2 upon 11, 6 upon 11, minus 9 upon 11. The direction ratios of AB bar are minus 2 to 1. If A bar is equal to 4, 1, 5 and length of AB is equal to 6 units, then find B. Now, given direction ratios of AB bar are minus 2 to 1, it is given. So, and A is also given 4, 1, 5. It is given that length of AB is 6. Now, what you have given, there is one line, there is one point whose direction ratio, the coordinates are given, and you have given the direction ratios of this line. Okay, we have to find the coordinates of this point, which is at a distance of 6 units from the point A. Okay, so what we will do, direction cosines of AB bar are L is equal to plus minus 2 upon square root of minus 2 square plus 2 square plus my 1 square. M is equal to plus minus 2 upon N is equal to plus minus 1 upon square root of minus 2 square plus 2 square plus 1 square. So if we simplify this, I will get L is equal to plus minus 2 upon 3, M is equal to plus minus 2 upon 3, and N is equal to plus minus 1 upon 3. Here x1, y1, z1, the first point is given to be 4, 1, 5, and the distance is 6. L is equal to minus 2 upon 3, M is equal to 2 upon 3, and N is equal to 1 upon 3. Hence, we get the point 4 plus minus 2 upon 3 times 6, 1 plus minus 2 by 3 times 6, 5 plus minus 1 by 3 times 6. Now, how this formula is prepared? Now, I will tell the formula. You just note down it. This is x1 plus minus L D. A wide one plus minus M D. Z1 plus minus N D. Simplify it, you will get the coordinates of the points. So these are the two coordinates of the points which are at a distance of 6 units from the point A and having the direction ratios -2, 2, 1. The 14th example, find the angles between the lines whose direction cosines LMN satisfy the equations 5L plus M plus 3N is equal to 0 and 5MN minus 2NL plus 6LM is equal to 0. Take the given two equations, call them as equation number 1 and equation number 2. Now from equation 1 we get the value of M as minus 5L minus 3N. You can take any one of this value, but M is the simplest form. We are not getting any quotient or any fractions over here. So I will take the value of M. Now what is the second equation is given, 5Mn plus 6Ln minus 2NL. So I will put the value of M in this equation, and then what I will do, I will simplify it and make the factors. So after multiplication, you will get the minus 30L square minus 45NL minus 15N square is equal to 0. So 2L square plus 3NL plus N square is equal to 0 by dividing by minus 15. So take the factor, divide this or factorize this 3NL as 2NL plus NL. Take 2L common, here N common. I will get the two factors, 2L plus N and L plus N. So first factor is equal to 0 or second factor is equal to 0. First is L is equal to minus N or L is equal to minus N by 2. Now what is the value of M? M is given minus 5L minus 3N. Now I will take the first value of L. L is equal to minus N. I will put it in here in this equation and simplify. I will get M is equal to 2N. So L, M, N are the direction cosines. So corresponding are numbers -1, 2 and 1. So these are the three direction cosines or direction ratios. Hence, because any three numbers which are in proportion with the direction cosines are called as direction ratios. So these are the three direction ratios. Now I will take second value. L is equal to minus N upon 2. I will put this value in this equation and simplify it. So again I will get three values in proportion with L, M, N, 1, 1, minus 2. I will call them as direction ratios of the second line. A1, 1, 1, minus 2. Now, if theta is the angle between the lines, okay, then I have the formula cos theta is equal to A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 upon square root of A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square into square root of A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square. It is in terms of the direction ratios. So cos theta is equal to, after putting the value, I will get this. Simplify it. I got cos theta is equal to 1 upon 6. So what? Hence, the angle between the lines is cos inverse of 1 upon 6.